Yo, what's this? This doesn't look very much like Minesweeper. What's with all these numbers? Ah, okay. Okay, so, this game is basically Minesweeper, but you code an auto solver. You can ignore the left side of the screen. That's just level select stuff. But let's do a very basic thing. These are not fractions, as funny as that would be. These just mean 3 or 4. And you can see this only has 3 cells, and that's what this number 3 means. So if I add that to the rule constructor, I can say this is a region of 3. I put this number 3 in here, and like it's got to be a region of 3 and not the region of 4, because there's no 4 cells in here. So that, with the combined other rules that I also have, that solved the level immediately. Now you can see the same logic is here with the 3 of 6. It's only seeing 3 cells. There's no way this could possibly be a 6. So I do this with a 3. Now, obviously, like, that's pretty rote and boring logic. Like, see this 2 and the 4? Ah, ha ha ha, this can't be a 4. Like, that's why I didn't do another video on this game at first. You can see that actually wasn't enough to do any logic, by the way, even though I added the 2 region. But there is deeper automation in the game. That's not going to be always the case. There are ways to simplify the rules, but you have to unlock them. For now, we don't have that many options. Like, I guess I need to solve like 1,000 more puzzles. So I'm just going to do that off screen until we get to the variables part. Yes, I guess the game actually just solves itself if you build enough rules, by the way. I guess the 1,000 puzzle count is, like, easier to achieve than I thought. Like, I was stuck on almost all the levels, and then suddenly, now the game is solving itself. I guess I can lower the speed. Yeah. Oh, and now it's a little bit slower, because the freaking board is, like, massive. Did I mention we got hexagon boards? Yes? Like, I don't know how that happens, by the way. Are these, like, randomly generated categories? I just swear I was stuck on some of these levels until... Okay. Now I guess we've hit equilibrium where, like, there's nothing else I can solve. The game even has, like, a scoreboard. Like, this is every rule that I made in a list. And there's, like, stats about how many times you've applied the rule. Oh, I've applied that rule 0 times. Must have been an accident. But yeah. Of course, the 0 is the most popular one. Okay. Rules can be used to change visibility of regions now. Oh, okay, those 1,000 was just to unlock hidden visibility. We need to get to variables. You know, it's just a couple 4,000 puzzles away. What is even going on? Are there gaps in the board now? And I don't even get to see them because of... Oh my gosh! Giga 3. Okay, it stopped. How did that even happen? What am I looking at? 1 plus 2 times? Does that mean it can be a 1, a 3, a 5, etc.? Like, I mean, in this case, it could only be a 1. But I need to do the irritating, 3 region rule. Alright, whatever. Oh my gosh. Not 0 and not 1? Clear it, my gosh. 69. Oh, come on. I have 7 puzzles left to unlock whatever this is. What is this? Oh, it's just a 1. It's a 1, but... on a column or a row, and this is a 0 or 2 on a row. Okay. I keep unlocking other things that aren't variables. Paint. Amazing. Chess battle advance. Oh, shoot, I get there you go. Oh, wait, the line isn't jagged enough. Oh, there you go. Chess battle advance. Anyway, fantastic feature. We've unlocked the new variable, X. Okay, now let's start to make rules with it, huh? So, X plus 1, X plus 2, 3, 4. So, at this point, I don't know that people said there was a way to export it. So I used shift click to select multiple rules, and then I exported them all to the clipboard. Because I'm going to need to reset them all with reset rules, yes. The reason I'm doing that is for a fresh start in, like, you know, everywhere. Because I have variables now, or rather, one variable. And this is powerful enough to reset all rules. Okay, so we have a situation like this, where a region overlaps another region. Duh. Well, really, we could simplify this super far. Like, if both of them are overlapping and they're the exact same number, the exact same rule, the overlap doesn't matter. We're gonna put the overlap not mattering. If we have 0 on one side, we must have 0 on the other. Like, that left side region has no cells to itself. It's being fully overlapped is what it means. So this is nothing either. Basically, I'm just sweeping away this cell, because the mine can't be in there. In fact, I think I can don't care this one either. It just means any overlap, any fully overlapped region, the other cells don't matter. Okay, we got 0. I mean, 0 will be a classic, I guess. This is a very early rule that I'm still obviously going to be used. If there's a 0, there's nothing in there. Okay, and okay, here we go. We have a 1 and a 2. So, if I have x, and I have x plus 1, which is basically the role of the 1 and the 2, it doesn't matter what the overlap is, but we know that the mine must be in there. I wonder if I could generalize this even better, though. Because couldn't we say that's a 1 as well? And that would generalize better if there was more than 1 up here. Okay. So now I have a 1, and I wanted to have this happen because I also need to make a rule where if we have x, nope, not x plus 1, x and x, then clearly it's the same amount, so we just put a bomb in there. And that means, like, that's covered every rule that was like, 5 size region, number 5, yeah, that's 5 bombs in there. Well, we got some partial overlaps again. Not sure how easy it is to generalize this sort of situation. Obviously, the 2 here, it is restricted. It means that there must be a 1 in here, but or not 1 plus in there. Oh, wait, no, actually, the bottom one was easier. Never mind. It's because the overlapping region is not allowed to actually have 3 mines in there because it's overlapping a 2. So those 3 cells are indeed a 2, and the mines... Okay, hold on. I think I figured out how to generalize. So that's a mine. We know that is... All those have to be mines because this yellow region contains only 2 mines. This shouldn't matter even if I question mark those, because it's like a 2, 3, 5 thing going on here. So, I think we generalize by doing x and then x plus 3. See, x plus 3 is 3. This region has 3 more than x, so it must have 3 extra bombs. Okay, 2 and a 4. It'd be the same type of logic, to be honest. X plus 2, you can do the same type of logic, but with number 2 instead. 1 and a 2. The 2 cannot overload the 1. There's kind of 2 ways you can go about this. First of all, that has to be a bomb. 1's side does not actually matter, but 2's side does. So the way this generalizes is, I mean, it's pretty much the x... Oh, what the heck did I just do? The x and x plus 1. Don't care in the middle. The reason I'm a little... it's because there's another way, another deduction with the 1s and sweeping those away, but I just do that later. Okay, 3, 2. Oh, do I need to do multiple regions for this one? I mean, the 2 cannot be... Add those. The 2 here cannot be blank on both of these, because then it would ruin the 3. It could be a 0/1. Okay, so let's generalize. This is 2, which means that it is not enough for all of these to be bombs, because we need at least 1 in the overlap. So we do, like, x here. This is too many x's. We should just be doing not care. If we have x plus 1 and an x, we need at least 1 plus in the overlap. That works. Okay. Gosh, this might be bounded to... Well, okay, first of all, we're gonna do the 1 and the 2. The 1 is completely overlapped, so it can't be 3, so at least it's 2 minus. At least it makes the other... This one is also... It's 0 or 1. That's... I mean, the overlap doesn't matter. It just feels like this should be generalizable. So that would be, like, x minus here. No, wait, what? X unbounded. Oh, no. X minus. I said x minus. My gosh. Okay, and then x plus. But that doesn't work. Why? Because freaking zeros can happen. I didn't plan for zeros. How about x plus 1? Still logical. It just feels like zero's this annoying special case here. I try x plus 2. It's funny because then there's no actual value for x. X plus 1 and then x minus. That works! Okay, sure. Okay. Yeah, I was worried that this would need to require 3 regions after all, but it looks like it does. So, we combine these into 3 regions. Now, there is 3 region interest. This basically must be a bomb because it would cause an overload if it was a safe tile. And for these overlapping regions, there's a lot. Okay, this doesn't work, but these can be whatever size. It's like the sum of these don't fit 3. Otherwise, if I put, what the? If I put a 2 there, doesn't work. Put a 2 there, doesn't work. So this is very restricted. I don't think I can do summation logic at all. So this will have to just go as its regular rule. Here it says that we have a chain, which will require another 3 rule thing going on. This is best to be safe. So if that was a bomb, that would cause no more tiles for this one anymore. This one can go with a lot more question marks, simply because this is corresponding to this having no overlap within, there's no overlap, I used the wrong term there. It gets fully overlapped by the rest. Right, well, I guess we'll do that rule. Okay, 2, 1. 2 and the 1 is suspicious. It covers up a lot. 1, 1 again. The 2 and the 1 cannot overload, so we're putting them together. And the overlapping region is 1 plus. No. I meant 1 minus again. It doesn't matter what the region size that is, or really any of the frickin' regions. The only thing I can do here is X this one. Nope, no. Why does that still work? Cursed. But normal X. Perhaps X plus 2, because that's very redundant when it's a 0 or 1. I mean, what I really wanted there was the outside region here to be marked 1 plus. X plus 2 that as well? That is so... You would think that would help, but it just does not. Ugh, this is actually an overlap problem. Well, again, I should just do these freaking 3 rules. But yes, if I realized that there was a mine here, then there's not enough space left for the 2 to work. Like, I get... You can generalize the hell out of this. Except for this part. I guess could be 1 minus, but this could set up to be X plus 1. No. X plus 1. There you go. Well, alright. Oh my gosh. Okay. I mean, the 1's overlapping the hell with the 3, so... Unfortunately, the 3 does actually have 3 spaces, so it could be that, like, both this and this are mines. I mean, okay. We have a 3... Oh, shoot. We want to just get the 2 out of here. So 1, 3. The remaining region is a 2. But how do I generalize? Did I not already do an X and X plus 2? I guess not. There you go. So I've unlocked 2 new... This freaking 0 minus. They're literally always going to be a 0. Same for 2 plus. In fact, I really hope there's a way to generalize these. So if you have an X... If you have an X plus, it's always just going to be X. Well, if it has only X in there, then it's just going to be X. There we go. Another weird overlapping case. And very familiar this is. I would like to have a bounding rule. Like, if I have 2 regions, one is X minus, and one is X plus, the overlap is just X. Oh, that's not accurate. Interesting. X equals 1 illogical. Okay, any mine in that outer region would make both sides have the ability to deviate. So okay, that has to be 0, which didn't help. I would like to be able to hide some of these rules. When X plus fully overlaps with an X, then hide the X plus rule. Okay, so I know that can't actually be a 1 minus, considering that the freaking 1 already satisfies it. But let's try the general rule. X minus. X minus X. It's already satisfied on this angle, so it should be clearing the rest. Yes, there we go. 2 plus... That's not a 3, is it? That can't be a freaking 3. Okay. Freaking... We're gonna have to do something about the 2 plus. Alright, so if you have X minus, but yet this says X, so it says X plus 1, then that's a mine. No? I mean, at this point, X minus could be like anything. Maybe it's not so good. Maybe it is just that it's a 2 plus. We're just gonna do X plus and X minus, or not X minus. Well, yes, X minus, but X plus 1 plus. The logic will work out the same anyway. But this has to be a mine, otherwise we overload the overlap. You know what? I decided to switch this level. So we have a 5, a 1, and a -1 already done with our overlap rule. It's basically that if the 5 and the -1 overlap, get rid of this one. So I see that the 5 can only work with 4 mines in here and 1 mine in here, although we don't know where. We can do this with X, X there, or really X minus 1. We need X minus 1, so we're going to use X plus 1 as a substitute. We don't care about what's in there. Arguably don't care what's in there either. I should remember this rule. This is a rule that I can probably generalize even more, because if I, like, +1, the number is the same here and here. Okay, that's a mine. All those are in their mines, yep. Okay, so here, now, the problem is, these boards are getting big. Well, I can duplicate the rule, right? Yes, and then I can do it with the other ones, right? 2 minus. There we go. Alright, I'm just gonna keep duplicating this type of rule here. 3, X plus 3, there we go. That should be enough. Alright. Just kidding, it's not enough. But what, impossible? Can't get 9 mines or what? Alright, whatever. Okay, is the 4 fully overlapping the 2? Not exactly. I suppose that's why we have our +1 region there. Does 1 and the 4... Do I have a rule for... Okay, well, first of all, the 1 is being fully overlapped. So the remainder has 3. This is something I'd really love a difference rule for. I don't know, like, if I can use this, like, this thing to... I think I can finally figure out what this mechanic is. It's that it uses all your current rules until you can't solve anything anymore. Okay, I mean, this is ridiculous. Oh, 3? Why don't I have a rule for this? X and X plus 3. If the total is X plus 2 or below, then it's the lower number. In other words, X. Okay. I need to make this rule for here too. X or X plus 1. If it's X or below, then the value is X. In other words, like in this situation, it cannot be a 2 because it doesn't have enough to be a 2. And let's do the same rule for X and X plus 2. Alright, there we go. But as I was saying, the thing is that if you double-click that, I think what it does is that it solves all the levels that are currently solvable with the rules that you currently have. You can see that the rules that I have are already actually doing a very good job of generalizing. However, I would prefer to unlock the second variable now, so... Just unlock this filter. I don't even know what that does. Visible, hidden, I don't know. Something cool is that, like, when you're solving these levels... You can actually look in the rules and see what's going up and what's changing. And what rules are actually being used. Like, I suspect this 1, 2, 3 is not actually being relevant at all. One thing I don't really know what to do about. It's like these situations where there's obvious, like, chaining going on. It's almost like wanting a parity style argument. Why don't I have a rule for this already? It's 3 plus a multiple of 2. Change color to make it more visible. Okay, so, very obviously this can't be a 5, so it's just a normal 3. To do this, we need X plus 2, generalize, and then we do... I mean, really only X plus 1 is the notable... I guess X or below. X plus 1 or below, but it's just X. The equivalent of this is being like, this obviously cannot be more than 3. It's 3 plus a multiple of 2. So, there you go. I don't know what to do with the not 2s. This means not 2, but it's stupid, because it just feels like it has a very high chance of being a redundant rule. But we can do not X, and, this is... I guess we can't do not X. This is so tacky. We'd be like, oh, it's 0, 1, or 3. What is this? 1 minus on one cell, a 1 or 0? That's the most useless I've ever... Oh no, I'm the one who made it. Oh no, I'm the one who made that rule. Okay, we could hide the stupid negative ones, or we can make this never happen. We do like 2 plus? Sure. Then that will never be able to trigger on a single cell. That's dumb. Kidding me right now? What is this? Not 1 on a 1? I don't even know what to say. It's a non-mine. 0, 2, or 4 on a 1. Is this why I'm failing some of these levels? Here. Fix it. I'll be nice, and like, if it's X plus 1 minus, we'll pretend this is a real thing that can happen. That's an X. There you go. I'm also generalizing, like, hiding these X plus 2. When they overlap in normal X, then we know this is a bogus rule. There's no extra multiple, so we hide that. Okay? Okay, I see the logical step here, but first of all, if I 0 or 2 this one, does it do anything? I don't know if I can sum these up. That would be useful to have. I could do this the whole time? Okay, that's genuinely really relevant. So the fact is, they're either all mines or all not mines. How does that... How would that generalize to, like, anything else, though? But that'll solve the level, I think. Like, that is enough info. It's just annoying because it's like a special case. But you notice that if these are all empty, then it overloads the 2. So then they must all be mines in that situation. And not 0, my gosh. There we go. And how is this not a rule yet? 3, 4, 5, any X that's just X is all mines. There you go. 4 out of 7, my gosh. I thought I had this type of rule already. Maybe it's that I didn't, hide it yet. Yeah, I wish you could hide a rule as well as use the information at the same time. Unlock this thing soon. Auto-solve maximum regions? Huh. I thought I already had rules for those. Infinite. I don't know what to do about this. This is the obvious 1-2 pattern that everyone should know. My current rules allow me to 1- that and then beat the level? Okay. I need to do something about this, like, 0, 2, but it can't be 0. We'll just special case this for now. Here we have a situation. 5, 0, 2. How do I mark this? I think like that. If this is the 0, then we don't have enough. I don't even know if we can do a 0 or Y. Maybe we just 1+ and then don't care on this. Okay, now we can do not 1, not X. X plus means we gotta not care that one. It means X plus 1+. That's just true. If it's X plus but can't be X, then it has to be X plus 1+. There we go. Feels like we can copy this rule and use it for the lower one as well. So not X plus 1, X plus 1 minus. What is it doing? Why is it that sometimes when I click, it just doesn't work? And instead acts like a dropper tool. But anyway, there we go. That's the exact same rule as the positive one, just in reverse. So if it's like X or below, but it's not X itself, then it has to be 1 lower. You just have to phrase it in terms of the +1. There we go. What are you talking about, loses information? There can't be 2 bombs in a 1- space. Whatever. Hey, actually, how is this not a rule? Look at this 2+ and this 2. It can't be more than 2 because it would overload this regular 2. So this is something that's very easily generalized. We just do like X, X plus, and I feel like don't care the middles. All it does matter is that the middle region is an X. There we go. What? Sure. Never mind. Guess we have to edit this. Alright, so it is a 1. There we go. Okay, seriously. Like, if it overlaps the region, so that 1 is making the 0 part of this impossible. I don't care about the number in each of them. Just know it can't be the lower number anymore. Does that look like a rehash of what just happened? I'm gonna make the exact same rule, except instead of X plus 1, it's the X plus 1 or X plus 2. I think those kind of imply the other anyway. I swear I already had a variation of this, but okay, this will solve the current level. Yeah, these look almost the same. Okay, I do not know how they're gonna generalize this rule together. They're almost the same idea. How about this? Like, when there's one mine that is fully enclosed within a region, that means, generalize, X plus, and we can do X minus plus. We have to do this by using, first of all, we don't actually care about the thing inside here. No, I'm misclicking it. There we go. Then X plus 1. What that's saying is that we know where the one of the mines is. It's in one of these, so the other 2 cells that this 3 sees is really like a 2+. And in this case, it will solve the region. There's only 2 cells in it. There we go. I was wondering if this situation generalized. We got a 1 and a 3, 5. The 5 has 5 cells that it sees, so clearly if there's a maximum of 1 in there, then that can't be actually the 5. It's the 3. And that forces there to be the mines in these slots, so it doesn't overload the 1. 2 mines in there, 1 mine in there. And you can generalize it with X's. So X plus 2 or X plus 4, 2. Can also clear the empty. This rule works with like 3 as well. There's so many plus versions of stuff. Let's do the rule where, like, if it's not X and the number is X, then we know that it's just below that. So it's X minus 1 minus. Except we need to phrase this in terms of X plus 1. So not X plus 1. There we go. And it didn't help at all. And the thing going on with this 1 and this 1 plus 2, 1 plus a multiple of 2 is actually very generalizable. I've done it in a different minesweeper game. Basically, notice that there's only 1 cell in difference, but the plus a multiple of 2, you can't actually make a multiple of 2 difference by just one cell. So there's no room for there to be an extra multiple of 2 in here. You can do x plus 2, x plus a multiple of 2, don't care about that, and then clear the 1 here. We can also make a duplicate version of this rule, where it's the plus 1. If there's plus 1, a multiple of 2, then that's a bomb instead, because that 1 is how we change the parity to make it work out with the other x that is fully enclosed within. Because remember, the x has 0 cells of its own, therefore it's actually getting fully overlapped inside here. Okay, only 15 puzzles left to solve to unlock this thing, whatever it is. Robots. To do... What the hell just happened? No, I think I understand. It's... What the? Okay, I think what that did was auto-solve everything that I possibly could. Huh, interesting. Okay, so let's see how this works. Let's say I do a baby deduction like this. Obvious what this is. Yes, I know I clicked the stupid dumb things, but it's obvious that it can't be all 3 mines because it would overload the 1. So when I do that, I think I got more solve credit than just a single level. Unfortunately, I didn't get any satisfying pop sounds or anything like that, unfortunately. I need to, like, make them fall asleep first. I checked the footage back, and I have solved 15 total levels with that deduction. In other words, there were like 15 levels where that logic was the bottleneck for that puzzle. This rule is genuinely trash. I don't have a rule for this situation yet. 4 plus, 1 minus. Clearly the 4 plus doesn't have enough, so it needs 1 more inside the overlap. Pretty sure we can generalize this to x plus 1 plus. Probably generalize to minus 2 as well. Okay, we're gonna turn the robots again. That did a lot. That is like more than 200 levels solved with that click. I had the 4 and the 5 variations to it as well. They're used a little bit. The same thing I just did can work the other way around as well. It's not there. Here. Okay. That was also a very effective rule. Let's do with the X plus 1 edition. I think it's redundant. A lot of stuff just happened. The robots are... First, oh my gosh, we got the infinite levels now? The next and more important thing, though, is I'm pretty sure I just unlocked this. Wait, I can combine them, what the? Oh my gosh. Okay, so first of all, I believe this is the second variable. I expect it to look more like a Y, but I guess not. We can take some of these rules, like, look at those. Those are basically the same rule. And, like, so are these. So let's replace all of these rules with just the same one, except using the special variable. Instead, it's X plus another variable against... There we go. I mean, it's also relevant that all the variables have to be at least 1. As the rule is basically like, if there's not enough mines in its own disconnected region on the left, and meanwhile, this is also restricting the number of mines that can be in here. Gosh, I explained this logic way easier when it was the general version. For each specific case, it was pretty straightforward. Yeah, combining all these into one means I can get rid of all these. Those 3 rules also, those look like the same one, it's except with a small variation. So we generalize the plus 1 part. X plus Y is Y, and then we can get rid of the other 2 rules. I think I should, like, drag these special rules to the top to see which ones are really useless and not needed anymore. This one also, that's a X, and then the rule we're replacing is an X plus type rule. There we go, and now we can get rid of all these. We'll generalize these as well. So here... No. It's just the X plus Y, isn't it? Yes. Okay. Now get rid of those. Still a lot of these hot garbage rules like this one, though. Could potentially phrase this as, like, the difference between things. Okay, I feel like we need to do a lot of cleanup. So I remember we had this type of rule with a 2 and a 1. I swear this is just... First of all, I added the variations of the bomb on this side to a sweep on this side, a sweep on the other side, because it's basically the 1-2 pattern in normal Minesweeper. Did I never mention the 1-2 pattern? It's just... There's a mine there and there's no mine there. It's logic. I feel like I didn't mention earlier in the video that that's the 1-2 pattern, and we could just continually generalizing it. But I feel like this applies for x plus y plus as well. Yeah, we'll add that rule, and then add the duplicate version of the rule where we sweep the other side. And that's enough to fix that section because, again, it was just a generalization of the 1-2 pattern. Okay, what about this? 2, 5. There's clearly these have to be all mines because the 2 minus is bottlenecking. I think we don't care that one. The overlap doesn't matter. It's just that we are bound. So first of all, x minus, the difference is 3, and that difference will be represented by y. We have 5 plus, which is really x plus y plus. There we go. And we want to duplicate that. Wait, no, we don't. No, we don't. Thought we could sweep the other side, but it doesn't matter because it's a 0. How have we not done this yet, by the way? When there's 1 plus and 1 minus, in other words, like x plus and x... Did I even do this in my single variable thing? It's just x. The whole rule is just x and we don't care. It's fully bounded when it's like that. And there we go. Because I've gotten rid of most of my rules, we have like this stupid stuff. Like, come on. X... It's obvious. X plus, there's only x. They're all mines. There we go. This one is overlapping the 2 completely. So make that rule. So it has to be 1 plus on the other side for sure. Because the 1 minus is... That prevents 2 mines from being inside there. So we must have 1 mine or more in the other side. Now, how generalize? Okay, don't care that one. I also don't care the other region. The region size don't matter, it's just the... So I think it's easier to see if we make up an example of this with bigger numbers. Like, let's say it's a 4. Then this smaller number is a 3 plus. So, in other words, we have x minus on this side, x plus y on here, just x plus y, and then just y plus on this side. That is how that gets generalized. Okay? Oh my gosh, this level's so big. We have a 1 and a 3 plus, and I don't know why that's not getting it's not getting simplified to a 2. Or the rule that I just make, is it still possible if it's x plus y plus? Okay, there we go. That was enough to do that entire last level. I wish that wasn't blocking the screen, honestly. If there's any other levels I'm bottlenecked on. This is annoying. It seems like such a simple situation. And I can obviously tell you that, like, the mine cannot be in there because that would ruin this one. We would not have a space to put a mine in here anymore. But how would I make that deduction and hope to generalize stuff? I don't know. I guess it's not so bad to do deductions about the number 1, considering that is how logic happens. Also, just the fact that it's a 0-1 instead of like a 1 minus, making it inelegant and forcing a duplicate rule anyway. This might be dumb to even include. Hold on. Edit the rules so that it includes everything. And then I'm going to add all these together. Then target this cell as a non-mine. Like, it might not even matter what these numbers are. That one is an issue. For any amount in there, like, it's basically saying that doing this would horribly underload the 1. Maybe the only generalization I can make is sort of x minus and x plus 1. So what that would say is instead, like, you would imagine the situation with a 2, and then that would underload the 2. As in, if I put a mine in there, we would not have enough to make, like, a 2 or a 3 work, because we don't have enough cells. I really hope that makes sense. Alright, well, let's do that one. And what a wonderful... Can I make a 0 plus? Oh my gosh. You know, I hope I don't need to deal with chain logic right now. Like, here's another chain level. Let's see what other... Return the robots. I've solved about 300 levels with my recent deductions. I wonder if this type of rule works. I just put it down, but I feel like it's not going to do what I think it does. It means that... What I'm trying to mean is that for any region that is being fully overlapped, if there is a rule that is... A clue that is not x, then it has to be a mine because it needs to differ from x. However, I think what's really going to happen is it only will trigger on the not x specific clues. I also don't see a rule for this. 4, 5, 1. There's 1 mine in here, so then this is really its value. It's really lower than 4, 5 by 1. So mark that. Mark that. Don't care the rest. Okay. Nice 1, 2, 3. Nice 1, 2 fully overlapping a 1. Oh wait, no, we have a not 1 again. Get rid of that. My gosh. Feels like that should kind of work for 1 minus as well. 1 minus, but it doesn't work. 0, 1. It should be 0, 1, 2. As much as I hate having to use this, that's actually accurate. That will solve this level. Not a fan of it, but oh, it doesn't. Why does it trigger? Hold on. For this one, we don't actually care what's in here. There we go. Because that created a 2, 3, 4 in that region, but there was only 2 was actually possible in there. Okay, so when there's a 0, 1 and a 1, 2, that inner region cannot overload. I struggle to find the best way to put this in. I mean, it's x plus 1 in there for sure because we basically bounded it completely. But that's a little messy, I guess. How much did that get me? Only about 100 levels. This level has been bottlenecking the infinite section. At least it's one of the levels that's bottlenecking it. This is once again a 3 chain, but I'm really worried this is going to be very special casey because, I mean, it's quite simple what to do here. But the problem is that can't be a mine because that would force this not 0 to be a 0. However, and it's very similar logic to something I've already done before in the video. I don't know, I feel like I'm just gonna get bottlenecked. Oh, great. And it doesn't even beat the level. There's one rule that I always wanted to make, but it kind of spaghettifies the whole board to do so. It's about this kind of situation where we have 1 mine here, meaning this would have to be at least 1 plus. Right, that's correct. And these don't matter. To generalize this, this can also be a don't care. This would look like x plus y, and what about that? It's y plus, I think. Yes, okay. And that adds a bunch of extra regions. Now, it does not help solve any levels, though. So it's either useless, or I don't have the triple chains to be able to use it well enough. I mean, like, I know that there's, like, some logic, as in SUM logic, total logic. Like, for example, these and these add up together. Can I actually do something about this situation, though? X plus y plus, and just x plus y. That is some logic. It means that x is definitely there. You don't care the rest. And then we can also duplicate the rule on the y side. Huh. What do you mean rule already present? I guess it's symmetrical. Is that why? Wow. I didn't even realize that. So what does this do for me? Only solved like freaking 10 levels with those. Why didn't it work in this situation? This is a chain-like level. Maybe it's because of the 0. That's not a 0 in this situation. And then it has to be 0, because this is a sum of x and y. The total is within these. It has to be cleared. That solves like a couple 100 levels. That's nice, I guess. Here's another dumb annoying case. Like this obviously, the total region of this is 2 or less. I just don't know if we could, or how much this even helps, but we can do like here, the total. If we can come. No, I guess I need to include that region, don't I? For some reason, all this stupid stuff is turned to 0. It's okay. All it means is it's fully enclosed. Now, that should win it, right? Because that's basically saying, like, the specific case is 1 and 1, so therefore the total is 2 or less within the enclosed region. The general case is that the sum of these values are the sum of, like, x or less, y or less, x plus y or less. Oh, God. You know what? That's it. I'm done.